Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Kristen from runfitmama.net. I'm so glad you're here today. Today we're going to talk about 5 tips to keep you hydrated for all that running I know you're doing.
Caution runners, speed bumps ahead.
So just a little basic info for you. When you're hydrating, you want to be drinking 6 ounces of water every 20 to 30 minutes that you are running, and you want to be doing 2 cups of water 20 to 30 minutes before you run. I tend to drink a little bit more than that. I always wake up super thirsty. I don't know what that means. I'll look into it. But, and I also prepare 1 giant mason jar full of Noon. So I drink half of that with my water in the morning, and I'll eat a little snack like a banana. And then I'll go do my long run, I'll come back and I'll finish the Noon and have another glass of water. So why do I do that? Because it is important to get that water, but also electrolytes, because if you're not properly getting enough electrolytes, you're not absorbing the water, you're just kind of watering a dusty, dirty ground, I guess, garden. So you want to nourish all of that. You want to give yourself enough electrolytes, sodium, potassium, magnesium, everything, to really absorb that water and keep you hydrated. So tip number 5 is to start hydrating the couple days before your long run. If your long runs are on Saturday mornings and you're just deciding to drink a lot of water Friday night, probably not going to do it for you. So I really plan ahead. Thursday night, maybe I'll have a Noon. I'll make sure that I drink a lot of water on Friday, and then same thing for Saturday. I'll do what I already told you about the Noon. I also, not to be gross, but I mean, I always try to keep my pee. They always say it's supposed to be clear with a little bit of lemonade in it. So you don't want it super clear because then you're overhydrating, and you don't want it looking like a yellow highlighter either. So you can kind of judge how hydrated you are based on that, and we should all be comfortable and know our bodies, so it's not really that gross to talk about pee, right? Tip number 4 is salt in moderation is your friend. A lot of times we are told that salt is bad for you and can cause all of these medical health issues. Of course, we do not want to be eating McDonald's French fries 3 times a day, but if you are an athlete, you are sweating a lot, and you are adding 0 salt to your food, you're not eating any foods that contain sodium, which is actually really hard to do, you are actually depleting electrolytes. So I've told a lot of my runners or a lot of my boot campers that sweat a lot, what they're gonna do is you just add that pink Himalayan sea salt to your meals, just a couple sprinkles, and that should do the trick for you. Another thing is you won't always get enough sodium through gels and chews, goo, or the chomps. So try to make sure that you're supplementing with a sports drink that specifically has sodium in it. You can always look at the back. I know now that goo does make some extra salty flavors that are obviously salted, like salted caramel. Very good, by the way. So just make sure you're reading the label. Oh, tip number 3, just like sodium, potassium is equally important. It's actually its chemical counterpoint. So where do we get potassium from? Well, I know you've heard bananas. Bananas, potatoes, beets, all kinds of food. So make sure you're eating a very well-balanced diet. Eat the rainbow. But make sure, like I said, you're getting those gels or chomps or Noon tablets, something like that, that also has potassium. So you're not just getting a bunch of salt and not getting the counterpoint that's going to help you absorb everything. Magnesium is also very important. What it does is prevent cramping. So a lot of times that is also filtered into the sports and energy gels and all of that. So where you can find magnesium, things like almonds, leafy greens, pumpkin seeds, and broccoli. So like I said, if you're eating a well-balanced diet, hopefully you're getting a number of those things in. If nutrition is something you struggle with, maybe make a list of goals. I'm gonna eat some pumpkin seeds this week. I'm gonna eat 2 servings of broccoli this week. I'm gonna have 1 banana before I run. Things like that, so you can kind of work in that nutrition and get everything that you need for your run. So tip number 2 is to alternate water and sports drinks at your race or while you're training for a very long run. When I get through water stops, I usually walk them. I have 1 little cup of water, 1 little cup of Gatorade or whatever they have, Powerade, and I'll just do half and half. Or sometimes if I just do water the first water stop, I'll do that for the second. I'll alternate, something like that. You'll kind of, as you get more experience, you'll kind of feel like, I just need some Powerade. I don't really need water. And also, if you are sweating and you're feeling salty on your forehead, you know then too that you're losing electrolytes, and maybe next time just pack a little bit more of your sports drink. And my last and final tip, so tip number 1, is to know the signs of dehydration. Dizziness, fatigue, headaches, muscle cramps. And when I say fatigue, I mean more tired than you would normally feel after running 15 miles. So if you're starting to get any of those warning signs, please stop your run, go home. Don't worry about finishing it tomorrow or another day. Just scratch it off the calendar. It was a bad run, but your health is more important. And if you pass out and hit your head, you're gonna be way worse off than not running the last 4 miles of your run. So know the signs, know your body. Sometimes our body is, as individual as we all are, will give you one little tick of a sign, like a little tiny headache, and you know, okay, that's a bad sign for me because I don't normally get headaches. So make sure you're really listening to your body. That is more important than checking off a certain number of miles on the calendar, because like I said, you don't want to get hurt or worse, end up in the hospital because of dehydration. So make sure you're really listening to yourself. Okay, I hope those 5 tips to hydrate yourself properly for a long run helped. And if you have any questions or comments, please leave them down below. Don't forget to subscribe. And you can find me on Instagram at runfitmama. See you next time. Bye.